All right.
All right, you ready?
What's up?
Hey, folks. I'm Mike Green, and we're here with Madecipha. We're going to ask him a few questions, see what's going on with the upcoming projects and any other types of things he might have working on here. This is Sally, our little friend. She's going to be helping with the interview here. So without further ado, Madecipha, how are you, brother?
What's going on?
Good. Got some questions here for you. So what have you been up to during this pandemic, and what have you been working on?
So I've been working on my new CD that's getting ready to come out. Well, I don't know the exact release date yet, but we've got a lot of it done. I wrote the whole thing, recorded most of it, and other than that, I've just been kind of going to cemeteries, exploring, stuff like that. You know, I'm trying to stay in this whole social distancing and not go out and partying and doing all sorts of stupid shit like everybody else is doing these days, but I'm kind of just trying to do my hobbies and keep to myself.
Nice, nice. Have you been hitting any of the oldest singers, Helens, or anything like that?
Yeah, we might go to one of them on Sunday. You know, I've been to with my buddy what up Strife, my buddy Strife, Jason, from he lives like up near Rhode Island, like New London over there. We've been hitting up one of them. Like I said, we went to one of them, and then we might go this weekend. We might not. I don't know what the deal is.
Nice, nice, nice. So tell us about the new project that you're working on.
It's called Appetite for Dysfunction. I took it from Appetite for Destruction from Guns N' Roses. We redid the Guns N' Roses cover with the skull face, and it's pretty much just like that. And
you got any samples from Guns N' Roses on it?
No, I didn't want to get sued. I don't want to, you know. It would have been cool to find like a really obscure song and just flip a Slash solo and no one would know. But like they're too on that stuff. They're too big. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like Typo Negative or
everyone's gonna recognize it right away.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson's kind of cool with sampling because he did a lot of sampling when he first came out. So I don't mind sampling him, even though he's like a megastar and stuff like that. But Guns N' Roses, like Axl Rose, in my opinion, is like the epitome of a rock star. Right. So I didn't want to. I tread lightly on that whole thing. So
right.
I wanted to, but I didn't do it.
Okay. Now I know you're also a lifelong ICP insane
clown posse.
Yeah, insane fanboy of. So what did you think of that new promo they cut recently?
It was cool. They said destruction instead of dysfunction, but other than that, I think they did a really good job. I didn't expect it to be like 3 minutes long. It was kind of cool. You know, I guess I'm the JCW champion, so when next time I see them, I guess they owe me a belt. But that was cool. It kind of opened up the door. They definitely know when we did the whole thing. They did the promos, and you were able to get the promo from them. And I went about and did it. You could tell that they definitely know who I was, because when he was talking about it, he was explaining my style with 3 or 4 things that they wouldn't have known unless they did their research on me, unless they knew who I was. Right. So when that came out and I saw that, I was like, oh, these dudes definitely are aware of what I got going on. So
yeah. How many posse shows do you think you went to?
About 70.
70, huh?
70, yeah. I was reading an article today about the first gathering. I was there, and they showed a picture of a kid jumping off the roof, and I was next in line to jump off the roof, and there's footage of it out there, but it got lost. I have no idea where it was. But you could tell, because I had the Great Malenko shirt on, that I was the next one to come off, and I kind of wish that it was me, but they did the whole thing. They're talking to all these kids that I knew from back in the day, this kid Alex and Kevin, and interviewing all them and everything like that, and I was one of the people that made it to the first one and had a good time. I haven't been to one in a couple of years, but I told my girlfriend today, I'm going next year and I'm definitely playing. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that this whole COVID thing goes away and back to normal. Right. And in 2021 there's festivals again. You know, ICP canceled it this year. They're taking precaution. I think that's really smart of them and everything like that. It's the first year that there's not going to be a gathering, but I plan on trying to make it next year.
That's good. That's good.
I miss it, kind of.
Yeah, right. And have you ever contacted any of the guys for ICP, or everything? Or?
Yeah, I've met them a bunch of times and everything like that. And I got recently I had a guy named Misery. He was on Psychopathic Records back in the late 90s when I first got into them, and he came to the studio and we did a song together, and it got me back in contact with Jumpsteady. Jumpsteady is Violent J's brother. Now we were in contact with him, but we were in contact with him through the dude Mr. Freeze, who I was in a group with called UFO. Now, me and Freeze had a fallout and we don't talk anymore, and that was like his connect. So I had no way to get a hold of Jump Steady. So this way he put me directly on the phone with Jump Steady, and like I got Jump Steady's my book and some CDs, and now like the door with me and Jump Steady opened up on a separate path without me using like his clout to get there, and like me talking to him like, hey yo, this is Madecipha, blah blah blah, this is what I'm doing. I got Misery here right now, and now I'm kind of in contact with them again.
Oh, good. So speaking of record here, this new record that you got coming out, who's featured on this thing?
I got Misery from Psychopathic Records. I got Project Born. They were also on Psychopathic Records. They're the first group signed. So I got both of them. I got Mastermind from Nadas. He's in Isham's group. I got Diabolics on it. Pace One's on it.
You got a whole slew of
I got local talent. I got Eidolon. I got the homie Beastmaster. I got Matrix. I got Nautilus. Ryan Beheezy's going to be on it. Jules Baxter. Who else?
Jeez, is there anybody you didn't get on this thing? Anybody that didn't pan out or something?
Yeah. Like I tried to holler at Blase Rose for this song that we're it's kind of like a sex song. I wanted her to like sing the hook, and I went back and forth with her, and she was responsive for a little while, but she was too busy selling like Snapchat pictures of her titties for like you could subscribe, and she was making I'm not mad about it. She was making a ton of money doing that. It's like right when that came out, so like there's mad thirsty ass dudes fucking paying her $50 to whatever, and she was getting that $50 from like 1,000 guys that she didn't give a fuck about the couple $100 that I offered her to do a song. You know what I'm saying? So I got kind of lost in translation. It was kind of a bad time to hit her up. Isham, we hit him up again. He just was not. He gave me his phone number. He was just non-responsive. Who else? I hit up Mars, that used to be in Dark Lotus. He didn't get back to me. Jared from Head PE, I felt like he kind of overvalued himself a little bit. I'm not trying to be rude. Like, I mean, the dude's dope and everything, but I think he put the price tag on himself way too high, so I didn't do that. Who else did I holler at? I hollered at Cage, and I'm still trying to get at Cage, so I'm not counting him out yet. I hollered at D-Lo, Johnny Richter, Saint Dog. I mean, I pretty much Commonwealth Kings. I pretty much got at a lot of people. There's still a couple people that left. I got like 1 or 2 songs left that I need collabs, and I got a little bit of bread coming to me. So I don't want to say like everyone's name because I don't know who may or may not work out once I get this check. But yeah, like those are the people that like either didn't respond or like it didn't work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and then like as far as local, Apollo Sons was supposed to be on it, and it didn't work out with them being on it, so I had to kind of switch that up a little bit. I was kind of disappointed, and I asked Luminol from Modify Side, my original group. He told me yes, and then he just flaked on me, which is like the 3rd time he's done that. So at this point, I'm probably not going to ever reach out to him again, but I wish him well, and I hope that he makes a record sooner or later. You know?
Right. Good. Now let me ask you this. A while back, you had your Ghost Rapper show that was an award-winning show. What's going on with that? Is that available anyplace, or is that?
So it just won its 3rd award, and now it won the Telly Award in 2018. In 2019, it won the Global Trend Award and the 2020 Muse Award. And I brought the award to the guy that ran the Intrigue TV. I went to his house, got a beautiful mansion out in like, what's it called, Sherman, Connecticut or something?
Okay, yeah.
He lives out there. I drove out there. I got you know what I'm saying, took my whip out there, checked it out, and he was really happy about it now that we won 3. And he's like, all right, this show's onto something. Would you want to keep filming if I can make some stuff happen? And I'm like, yeah, keep me in the loop. So he's in the mix right now of trying to film us at an insane asylum out of state. Like 2 days of filming. We're gonna talk about my life growing up with like mental illness and how it got me into ghosts and music. There's gonna be more music involved. I pretty much gave him a list of my demands and what I want from the show. I'm like, I want more music. I want to talk about this stuff. I want to talk about that. If we're doing it at an insane asylum, I want to like include this angle and that angle. And he pretty much gave me the thumbs up on everything. We got the funding. We got everything. He said yes. We got the camera crew. It's a matter of the city allowing us to film there, and if they say no, finding somewhere else to do it, whatever like that. But the company
you get the
itself,
clearances.
they said yes. Everyone, we're looking to keep filming. Absolutely.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Now you're also a published author.
Yeah.
How many books do you have?
2. I'm working on my
Two.
third one. Yeah.
And what's the status of the third book that you've been working on?
It'll be I gotta go till I went go something last night with my boy. I haven't been going as much as I would like to because I don't have a ton of people to go with right now. But it ends. I stop writing in the journal on September 27th because it started September 27th, 2010. It's gonna stop September 27th, 2020. 10 years, an entire decade of Ghost Hunting. And then I already got most of it typed out. I'll type out the 2020
Now these
year.
were journals that you kept while
This is a
you
journal,
were
yeah.
ongoing journals that you kept for 10 years.
10 years,
over the
yes.
course of all your
Yeah.
your ghost hunting activities. So
Yeah.
it's basically like a diary almost.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's called the Ghost Journals, a decade of ghost hunting. And we're having the cover made up. It's like I said, it's pretty much ready to go. I think I could get it out by Christmas time if I play my cards right, depending on how finances and stuff like that. It's really kind of expensive to make a book like it is any other project, like CDs and stuff like that.
Right.
But I don't expect it to be like that big of a book. It's just going to be like a small. It's going to be different than my last one, which I obviously I didn't want to make the same book twice. But hopefully we'll see what happens with it, and we'll get it out by Christmas, or at least at least 2021.
Now, if I can change gears back to the album for a second, what are your plans on having the album that you coming out?
Oh, Appetite for Dysfunction?
Yeah.
I really don't know. In the background, one of the songs is playing that I just got back from James, and we're making little tweaks. He keeps resending them. I got back about 11 songs. By the end of the week, I'll have about 12 or 13, and then the ones that I don't have, 2 of them I haven't recorded yet, solo songs. I record them on Friday, and then the rest of them are collaborations, and there's one that I haven't even started yet. Okay. So we're already making really good timing. I don't know if I want to put it out in October or November, or if I want to wait because there's no shows right now, if I want to do a release party. I'm like, right now I'm just like, make it perfect, listen to it a whole bunch of times, study the fuck out of it, dissect it, and then decide when it's going to come out when the time is right. Like, this COVID thing is kind of putting a damper on everything. It's the same thing. My buddy Eidolon's about to put a album out. We're like mastering it and taking our time with it. I'm like, there's no release party right now,
no big
so
rush on it,
there's no rush on anything. I want to make this one perfect because I kind of want to like chill. You know what I'm saying? After
Speaking of chill, I mean, word on the street is that you're looking to take a little break after some of this.
I put out. This is like album 21. I got 17 albums out, like all 20 tracks. Pressed up, barcode, booklet, underneath the tray. A lot of people are trying to compete with me and put stuff out, but it's like 8 tracks and they don't even have the tray art, or they don't make it as the presentation as nice as mine. And I'm trying to not compete with anyone and compare myself to other artists or do any of that thing, but I recognize that the volume of what I put things out, that it's all like booklets, tray art, nice CD, no laser bullshit, barcodes. I've went as hard as you could go, all 20 tracks, good quality. I have a real nice mic. I have a nicer studio than any one of my friends that rap that I've been to their home studio. Mine's the nicest, hands down. I have an extremely talented sound engineer and everything like that. I have Pro Tools. My mic costs more than some of these dudes' entire setup. So I mean, and my quality's good. Everything is good. I'm not trying to brag on myself or nothing like that, but I haven't been releasing bullshit for the last 10 years. You know what I mean? I've been putting out good quality stuff, and I just kind of I fried myself out a little bit. Like, I feel like this album is real good. It's like what I touched up on and how my style evolved into it. But we'll see, because it's like if it does well and there's a need for me to keep doing something like that, then I'm going to. But it would be nice to take like a year off and just not think about music for a little while. Yeah.
Right. Now so you've got the album you've been working on. You got things in the works for Ghost Rapper. You got your books and everything. Anything else you've been working on beside all this stuff?
Oh, I've been doing a lot of grave rubbing.
Okay.
I mean, that's just kind of like for me, you know what I mean? And like my oddity store has been kind of popping. I did really well with it over the whole when COVID was like on lockdown when you couldn't come over.
Yeah, you send stuff in the mail.
I was sending stuff like the mail, like I was selling dead snakes like crack, bro. It was unbelievable. And you know what I mean? That worked out pretty well for me. It kept money in my account because everything was slow and no one was making any money. So I was able to like maintain a living. You know what I mean? Due to my little side hustles and everything like that. So I'm appreciative of that. But other than that, I mean, I just I got like turtles incubating and stuff like that. I'm waiting for them to hatch. I'm gonna, I got a bunch of baby turtles. I'll have like 20 to 30 turtles at $75 a pop. So hopefully that'll bring me a couple bucks. Maybe you get like a verse from somebody or something like that. That'll add up pretty nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a busy guy, man. Hey, so tell us about the cluster.
A cluster is a group of spiders. So I was trying to think of like a name for my fan base. I don't want to be the guy that like, this guy calls his name this, and there's juggalos and there's ninjas and there's whatever. So I never did anything like that. And I was like, if I would use the cluster. But the cluster kind of became a group of me, Evo on the beat, and my buddy James Morey on the engineering. We're like the cluster, but like the cluster is like everything that represents me. It's like if you're down with me, you're down with you're part of the cluster. You're like a group of the spiders. You're in the web. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of a name for not like ICP is like I'm a juggalo. You wouldn't say I'm a cluster, but I'm in the cluster. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't want to call my fans spiderlings or anything stupid. Something stupid, but like you're down with the cluster. That means like it's the movement overall of what I got going on.
Yeah. Now the last time you performed live was that the show in New Haven that I was at, right?
It might have been. I don't remember.
I think so. The one where I photographed you and stuff.
No, I did one or two more at Stella Blues.
Oh, that's
after
right.
that you couldn't make it.
Well, that's been a while. That's been how long? That's been
a year.
So now with the COVID thing, we know that there's not going to be any real big live performances going on. I think, but is that something you're looking forward to in the future to get back on stage?
Yeah. Like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of holding off on the release date of this album, because we would like to do a release party. I already know half the stuff. I've been going around. I'm shooting a video next week. I already know lyrics to 2 or 3 songs memorized already. So with that being said, like I could add it to my show disc and everything like that. Have the old stuff, a couple new songs, mix it all together and mix it all up and do a new set. But I think when shows start happening again, people might come out because people have been like, all right, cool, shows are out. Let's go to see some hip hop, new album out. I'm hoping that this album creates a buzz. I think I did a really good job with it. Not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna have a couple videos be made and everything like that. And we'll see how it. I got everything from hip hop to horrorcore. I got like a personal song. I got a nice ending song. I got a underground hip hop song with turntables. With I got a sex song. I got a motivational song. I mean, I got like the.
You have any Taylor Swift style songs about your exes?
I got a whole bunch of those. That's the whole album is.
Now let me ask you. So the new album that's coming out. You've been putting out albums for years. This is your 21st, right?
Yeah, 21st.
How would you say has your style evolved a lot over the course of those 21 albums? How has your style evolved over the time?
Right now, I'm heavy on the Bible bars. The single I'm dropping, I just dropped yesterday. I'm shooting a video for. It's called Mephibosheth the Broken. Mephibosheth is a story. He was Saul's grandson, King Saul's, and they ran with him, and he got paralyzed. Like they attacked, and they ran with him, and he fell down the stairs and got paralyzed, and he had to go live in Lodabar. And I'm incorporating that kind of horror, mixing it in. Like my sword weighs like 20 pounds. I think about a 20-pound sword. That's the sword of Goliath, was 20 pounds. I'm making references to stuff like that instead of like the horrorcore. Like I'll chop you up in a million pieces. I wear a Hannibal Lecter mask. I'm mad vicious and voodoo and blah blah, and just shitty cheesy fucking like stab you shit. I'm doing like mad intelligent like Revelation style bars. And I'm really into it, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think I'm the only guy doing it.
It's got a biblical slant on it.
I'm like the only guy that's really on this level right now, and I haven't come across anybody else that raps right anywhere close to where I'm rapping right now. And I know it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads, but I know that there's gonna be people that are like, yo, this motherfucker is on some shit, and and that'll dig me. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, and they can come be part of the cluster, you know?
Right. So now you got your cluster with the thing. What about your musical project with the band? You got anything going on with the band?
Yeah, we didn't jam at all since COVID started, like since January, because Mark, my guitarist, had to move, so we took like a break all of February, and then COVID hit hard in March, and we stopped, and then we lost my bassist. We had like a fallout with the bassist. It wasn't like no beef or nothing. He just couldn't do it anymore, so we didn't have a bassist. So we got a new bassist now. He actually lives out like where my girlfriend Kelly, she lives out towards near Hartford, and she has a barn out in up in northern Connecticut. And the guy lives out that way and has a horse there with his wife, and he's a little older. And we started talking, and he came and tried out for the band and brought all of his gear, and he like could play everything just by listening to it. Like he's perfect. Mm-hmm. So he's like, yo, I'm down. I'll come every Sunday. We'll jam out again. So we just started jamming again, and he left all of his gear here. He's like, I'll be here every Sunday. Blah blah blah. Let's get this thing going again. Let's write a couple more songs, and we're pretty much right to the point where we just need to write like 1 or 2 more songs, and then we're gonna record the Collidra album and make an EP. And maybe start doing some live shows with the band. So the band still is a thing, and it's like, yeah, it's back on now, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice. Now, would you say it's safe to say that all your other past projects and stuff are kind of on ice now? You're done with all that stuff, or with bands or doing other stuff, or?
Modify Size been done for like 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The last show we did was in November 2011, so it's been a good 9-10 years. And every time I've tried to holler at Luminol, man, I try to let bygones be bygones with that dude, and be cool with him, and offer him several times to help him out and everything like that. But he holds a lot of resentment and grudges against me, and he'll be cool on the phone and when I see him, but then something happens and he just like completely shies away from it. So best of luck to him. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I hope that his projects surface and he does what he does. As far as Righteousness Gone, I really wanted to do another Righteousness Gone record. It's been 5 years since we broke up. I haven't had any contact with Live and Anthro. I have no idea what they're up to. I don't keep tabs on them. But at this point, the subject matter of Righteousness Gone, we're kind of doing with the metal band now, and it makes sense to do it with the metal band. Right. So I might have lost Righteousness Gone, but I've gained the band, and I'm okay with that. So I'm probably just going to shut down any thought of a Righteousness Gone reunion. UFO, I'm not like super mad about the whole situation. Me and Freeze had a fallout. He dissed me real bad. It got back to me that he wants to make peace with me by several people. He has yet to apologize. Not that it would do any good anyways if he did. I probably still would be like, all right, whatever. I really don't think that I would, be friendly with the kid. So it's probably better off if he just doesn't contact me and just leaves me the fuck alone, because I really have nothing to say to him. But I wasn't like... That project probably has no chance of ever surfacing again. And then the thing I did with 5 a.m., I always wanted to make Still Disrespectful, but he doesn't rap anymore. Like, if he hit me up and he, orchestrated the whole thing, or at least hit me up on something like, hey, let's do it, my girlfriend wants me to hit him up and try to work with him again, but I try to tell her, I'm like, yo, we haven't talked in a long time, and he doesn't rap, right? He raps funny stuff. It's not the same thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, different.
So I'm like, I don't know what that is. So moving forward, all my past groups, I have to just kind of let be my past groups and work on either making a new hip hop group or work on the band and just keep doing what I'm doing.
Right. Nice. Well, you've worked with so many people over the years. Like all these different bands, different things you've done, collaborations, everything else. Now, for this new album, you had all the names you rattled off, tons of people. Is there any, if there's any 3 people that you could work with on this new album, who would they think that would be? Who do you think you'd have?
Definitely Insane Clown Posse. I'm starting to get a little clout with them. Like, I think the promo they gave me was, out of all the promos that they did, was by far the best one. They kind of went above and beyond for me. And like I said, they definitely kind of,
Put a little extra magic
Put
on that one.
put a little extra into it, yeah. So I think they know who I am, and now I'm working with Jump Steady. We're not working with Jump Steady, but I'm in communication with Jump Steady, and like I think that like when this CD is done and it's like my masterpiece, I could get it in Jump Steady's hands. You know what I mean? I've been talking to Misery's manager a lot. Me and him have really clicked. I've sent him a bunch of stuff. He's talking to Rob for me back and forth and everything like that. So that'd be one of them. Number two would probably be Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang Clan. I always talk about him a lot and rap about him. Like I really would like to get him on a track. And number three, I don't know if it would be like either Tech Nine or Twisted or I don't know. I'd have to really think about it and sit there. But it would be someone along those lines. Like maybe even though I already had Isham on a song, like I tried to get Isham on this, I would love to have Isham again, like put him on the song with Mastermind and make it like a Nodis collaboration or something like that. That would be pretty cool to make that happen, but he's I don't know, he's kind of difficult to work with, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
He gave me his phone number and doesn't answer his phone.
He's
so
elusive.
Yeah, he's a little whatever. I mean, I already did a song with him, so it is what it is, but we were trying to get him on the album.
All right, so one last question here, Ryan.
Yep.
We have you're very open about your troubled childhood and your long battle with mental illnesses and stuff, and you've always been very candid about that. What kind of encouragement or words of advice would you give to any young kid who might be struggling with mental illness or something that is maybe seeking to express himself through making music?
It's funny because I see this happening on Instagram right now with this certain kid that like I could tell he's a little off, you know what I mean? Like he got a little, and he's trying to do the rap thing, and he hasn't really reached out to me yet. He made like a SoundCloud and stuff like that. All I could say is if you're gonna do it, you gotta really put it. It's a full-time job. Like that's what people don't realize is with music is you gotta put everything into it. You have to make the quality good. You have to do all that, and you can't get discouraged. Like I'm. Looking back at the whole thing, I feel like I've accomplished a lot, and I'm happy with what I've got done. At the same time, I feel like there's a lot like that I could have done, and I wish I went a little harder. So all I could say is, music is a good way to channel your thoughts and your energy and all that kind of stuff, and put it into a song form and release some of that anger or depression or whatever the case may be. And you know what I mean? If you put the work in and you have the talent and you know what I mean, it'll pay off in the long run. Other than that, like if you're gonna half-ass this shit, don't quit your day job.
Right. Good advice. Good advice. Well, that about wraps it up, folks. We have Madecipha, the New Haven madman himself, the most prolific rapper of the East Coast that I know of. We're signing off here. I'm Mike Green. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Cool. Dope.
Is that all right?